When you think of the Northern Territory, bike riding isn't usually the thing you think of first. But according to data from a government transport body, cycling rates in the NT are among the highest in the country. This is particularly the case for women living in the NT, who are twice as likely to cycle than women across Australia.
The sun is only just up, and here on the Stuart Highway it's already hitting 30 degrees. But the heat isn't enough to stop this group of committed cyclists from taking their morning ride.
You just do it. We live in the desert. It's the summer. You just do it. You drink a lot.
Paula Wines is part of a collective called Women on Wheels. The group cycle together 3 times a week, sometimes covering as much as 45 kilometres in one ride.
It's really an entry-level cycling group to encourage women to get into road cycling and learn the skills of how to safely ride in a peloton. It's just lovely going out for a ride in the mornings, and people say, oh, isn't it too hot or it's too cold? But if you just pick the right times, you can usually find a beautiful part of the day to go for a ride.
It seems these women are not the only ones choosing to get on their bikes. Government data shows the cycling participation rate is significantly higher in the NT than anywhere else in the country.
Not as much traffic. We've got pretty good footpaths in Alice Springs for the kids.
And there's heaps of bike paths and mountain bike paths.
Heaps of mountain bikes, and it's flat.
Alice Springs is the Territory's second most populous city and is connected by long flat bike paths like the one I'm riding on right now. And with paths like this, it's perhaps not surprising that some Territorians are ditching their cars altogether.
Alice Springs is a pretty small town, and I found myself being quite lazy going to work and going to people's houses and things like that. So I sold my car about 2 years ago, and I've been riding my bike pretty much ever since.
And saving money along the way.
There's no rego. There's no buying the car in the first place, which can be pretty expensive in Alice Springs if you want a decent car. And yeah, it's much cheaper, no fuel.
As this large group winds down over a coffee, their message to those thinking of taking up the sport is clear.
Oh yeah, do it. Cycling's fun.
Good choice.
You don't need a really super flash expensive bike, and just get out there and give it a go.
Words of encouragement from a community on the move. Oliver Gordon, ABC News, Alice Springs.